I'm finally home, you guys, and I'm sorry it's taken me forever. Poor little Abigail. I know. Okay. So, the news is I've been up since 5:30 this morning. That's the news. The news is it was a really good day. The I don't even want to say bad news, but I have to start IV antibiotics, and God's so good because although my lung function is the lighting weird? Okay, seriousness. Okay, so I've just been talking all day, but I want you guys to know what's happening. So here it is. And it's hard to put everything in a couple sentences that has happened in the last 12 hours. So, my lung function is down from 52% to 46%. It is not because I haven't been compliant with the regimen that he has given me. It's just because it's the inevitable. He said that this time I made it 6 months, which is larger span than in the past couple years. So that's improvement. Just because I'm getting sick doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just what happens with people in CF. There's no way that you can avoid it. I can't avoid it. So, and that was a reality I had to come to terms with, in the last couple weeks, because I knew it was coming. I could feel it. I can see the changes. I get it. I understand what's happening. And so I had to push back the feelings of what I had done wasn't enough because I did everything I could do. And then it comes to the emotions of, well, if everything I can do still leads me to destruction, why am I doing this? Never did I quit, but I had those feelings, not as strong as I have in the past. So every time I go to clinic, we see a dietitian. I've lost some weight, but not terrible. We made a pact or a deal because I weigh 123 pounds and she wants me higher to like 130. So I said, all right, here's the deal. I'll give you 125 fat. I'll give you 130 in muscle. I'm not getting 130 with fat. I was really uncomfortable. And so she's like, okay, deal. I'm like, okay, cool. Negotiated that one. Okay, next. And then the therapist comes in, and I actually had some stuff to talk to her about today. We get, a doctor. She's a doctor in the mind and has a practice on her own outside of the clinic. And our clinic visits, which are every 6 to 8 weeks, are this whole team of people. And then I see the respiratory therapist. So I always see her first, and I do the lung function test. Then the nutritionist, and then the dietitian, and then I see the doctor. So it was a long visit, and we weren't really sure what to do because I could have gone into the hospital, but the reason he didn't was because my pharmacist in the hospital was actually there in the office, which is another God thing because we have a situation where he says I have scary pseudomonas. And it's resistant to every single drug, which means it shouldn't work, basically, to fight. My pseudomonas is very strong. And so, last time when I was in the hospital, I had my port, but I also had a PICC line. So what worked was the 24-hour a day for 3 weeks. But I was much sicker, remember. I went in with 20%, like we're catching it early. So we're all good. He says today is the cause for celebration. So this isn't bad news in the world of CF. This is all falling in line quite nicely. So we will do 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 2 weeks. I'm not going to do the tobramycin because the air. I'm like, who's at my door? Because he's making the milligrams of the meropenem higher, so I'm gonna have a higher dose. So he called in stuff for my nausea and other complications that may happen due to the medication, but it's fine. It's fine. It's cool. I get to be at home. I think the first few days will be pretty rough, just because it's strong antibiotics, and my body's adjusting to having this like poison basically, right, inside of me. So I'll be a little nauseous. I'm gonna ask my neighbor to see if they'll cook for me a couple nights just at the beginning. Once I get kind of the hang of it, I'll be okay. I'm not gonna quit working, but I am gonna rest. There's no way I can miss that metal treatment anymore just for at least these 2 weeks. And what else? Eat, exercise. I cannot lift weights and bike in the same day. I have to preserve my energy and also not use all those calories because I'm trying to gain weight, right? So I got to gain weight, not too much, but a little bit. IVs, extra treatments, and rest. And then I'll do a lung function test in 10 days. If we are seeing improvement, then I will stop the IVs at 14, and then I wait. So I signed paper to release and my information to, basically my office has to talk to the company and then the insurance, and everything has to align and get approved, right? So I gave them permission to send my medical records to wherever it needs, to the company, to whatever. There's a good chance that this is not something that you can get at your local Walgreens specialty pharmacy. I don't know, Jesse, though it might be. He seems to think we might be getting it from something else. So I have no doubt that it will all work out. We just don't know how many has been ordered and the backup and all of that. So my doctor's thinking 1 to 2 months before I actually have it in my hands to take. However, again, I'm the perfect candidate, and they are super excited to get me started on this. And they just all came back from conference, my whole office, CF conference last week, where they talked about, you name it, they talked about it. And there's a lot of growth, a lot of promising things. Now they're actually going into the study of changing the gene. This is actually just, for the symptoms that's happening, but now their study's going in deeper, which is even just... I'm like, you kids don't even know what it's like to survive this. But anyways, a little bit longer video tonight, but I think that's it. I'm gonna be fine. We just gotta make sure that this medication works, and if everything works as it did last time and nothing's really changed, then everything will. So we just have to pray no complications, everything goes smoothly. I get built back up, I start the medication, and then my lung function can go up 10 to 20% higher with this medication and decrease the infections, which is like life-changing. So I'm gonna be up with some obstacles in the next couple weeks, but I'm cool. I love you all, and I am about to have a hot tea on my throat. And I'm gonna hang out with my pup because she's been alone all day. And I'll talk to you soon.